No, my name is Micheal. I'm 17, and I live in Griffith, Indiana right now.
So, tell me, kind of what happened yesterday. I know you were brought into the detention center last night, but tell us what happened before they brought you in. Where were you? What was going on?
I was at home, and I was just like playing my PlayStation with my little brother, and my sister had like an altercation with her boyfriend, so they called the police for that. And when they came, I opened the door, and then I was going upstairs. Then someone called my name. I turned around. It was a detective officer, and he told me to sit down and that I was under arrest, and he handcuffed me right from my family. And then I just went home. I went to the station. It was like 10:30. Then I got here about 11:30.
So what did he say why they were taking you in?
Probable cause due to a burglary that happened like one house down from where I live.
So, did you have any advance warning at all? Did you know that they were looking for
A month before, they had called my mother saying that they wanted to bring me in for questioning, but my mom said she didn't want to bring me in, so I never went. And I never thought anything of it after that. I just went to work, just continued everything I was doing.
So they, for whatever reason, thought you might be involved in a burglary that had happened over a month ago, right? And because they called your mom, and your mom said, no, I'm not bringing him in, then that gives them the...
Probable cause, so bring me in, I guess.
So how did you feel? Tell me what was going through your mind when you were in the cop car heading to the station.
I didn't expect it, I was at home, I wasn't expecting on coming to juvie and being here. Because I've been previously locked up for the same charge earlier, and I'm on probation right now. So I didn't think I was gonna come here. So now I just hope for the best on Monday, my court.
So you said you've been here before for the previous same situation. What happened the first time you were here? Tell us about that.
One second, just let it go.
I was locked up here for 31 days. 31 days back in February. I think it was February. I got out in March 14th.
And so you went to court that time. What happened in court the first time?
They were gonna give me a 90-day commitment, but they said I had to serve 10 days out of that because I was here for 21. So it was 31 days. And at the 80 days, they were gonna take them away. But now since I'm here now, and I don't know if that's like violating my probation, I don't know if I have to stay for another 80. So I don't know.
So I'm sure it'd be confusing to a lot of people. If you already served that time, why did they want you to come back for? They wanted you to come back for more questioning. That's why they called your mom.
This is something else. This is a.
Okay, a separate incident. Okay. Can you explain at all what it's like to other kids who might be watching? What it's like to go through this whole process? Is it scary? Is it frustrating? Can you describe it?
It's just more frustrating. Like when you first come in, you have to take a shower and you have to get naked in front of like another man, or if you're a girl, another woman. Man, it's just checking you, then sleeping. It's cold, and you get these like those little mats. You can see the mats and the bunks right there. And I had to sleep in the day room. And it's like just loud and a lot of lights on. It's hard to get sleep. It's hard to sleep.
Is it scary coming into a place like that?
No, it's not scary. Well, depending on the person, if you're a scary person, but it's not that scary. It's not scary at all.
So tell me what some of the other kids are like, because I think a lot of kids, when they first come into detention, if they haven't been here before, their biggest concern is they think they're going to get beat up when they come back here.
Well, it's not. As long as you respect other people, they'll show you respect, and just be cool. And that's it, really. No, there's not a lot of fights here. There's a lot of detention officers.
So what's the worst part about being here?
Just being away from my family. I have
if you could just start by saying the worst part about being here.
Oh, the worst part about being here is I'm away from my family. I have a little brother and a sister and my mother and my father. And my sister just had a baby. It's my niece. And I want to be there for her. I don't want to be here.
So what do your mom and dad and what does your family think about all this?
I don't know what they think right now. Nothing good. I know that they have me a lawyer. They have a lawyer for me. So. I just hope, I don't know, just hope I get out.
So you've been through court before. What's that experience like? Can you talk about that a little?
It's nerve-wracking. It is. I'm like talking to the judge, because you plan stuff like you say, you're trying to talk, right before you go, you think of everything you're gonna say. Then when you're actually there, it doesn't come out the way you thought it was. And it's I don't know, it's nerve-wracking, really nerve-wracking.
Would you say to other kids that's probably one of the hardest parts is being in the courtroom?
Yeah, you just have to keep a level head and just stay calm.
Do you think that the police in your situation have treated you fairly at all, or that the juvenile system has treated you fairly, or how do you feel you've been treated throughout
The system, like the juvenile, I think they treated me all right. The police, I think, they come after me because of my past history. It's easier for them to point a finger at someone who's done something like this before. You can't blame them because I did put myself in a situation, but it does kind of suck.
Do you think that happens a lot to kids in general?
It does.
Once you've been in trouble once, the cops kind of tag you, and then they're just looking for you.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little, and how do you ever get around that? How do you ever prove to them that maybe you're not out there doing something bad?
Just don't put yourself in a situation where you have to be put there. Just stay out of it. So do what you just stay to yourself. And like me, I have a job, so I just try to go to work, and I have a girlfriend too. So I just do that.
So what does your girlfriend think about all this? Do you know? Tell me.
She doesn't know I'm here right now. So I gotta tell my mom to call her and tell her.
So tell me a little bit about, kind of your neighborhood, where you come from. Just a lot of people automatically think kids who are behind these walls are bad kids, scary kids. And, we've been doing this for 10 years, and what we find is, you're all good kids. Sometimes you make bad decisions, but tell me, kind of where you come from, what your family life is like, to give everybody an idea of what kind of kid you are.
Well, I was born in Chicago, like on the south side of Chicago. Then about like 2.5 years ago, I moved to Griffith because it was a better neighborhood. And then I went to Griffith High School for my second freshman year because I didn't pass my first year when I was in Chicago. And I got kicked out from truancy for missing too many days. And then from then, I just tried to get my GED and just stood out of school.
That's a big jump from the south side of Chicago
to Griffith. Yeah, it is a big jump. It's totally different. Like the neighborhood is quieter, calmer. You can walk around and stuff. It's all right.
Do you like it better, or can you explain to me the difference between Chicago and Griffith?
Well, like in Chicago, there's a lot more gangbanging. And then like in Griffith, it's like just quieter. Like everybody's nice. You can walk around without having to be harassed by the police. It's all right.
So did your parents purposely move?
Yes.
So tell me about that.
They thought it would be better for the whole family to move out of where we were at. I still go back to my old neighborhood though, because that's where I was raised. That's where my friends are at. Yeah.
A lot of kids tell us.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it, even though that was a worse neighborhood, how hard is it to just try and leave all that behind?
I try, I don't really want to leave it all behind because that's my home. But it was hard. Like when I first moved over here, like I always wanted to go back, see all my friends. And you notice the difference though after a while.
Do you feel like you've had any bad influences that have, kind of made you do some of the things you might not have done? What?
No, I'm responsible for my own actions. That's the way I take it. I put myself in situations no one else is responsible for. That's the way I do it.
Talk to me a little bit. A lot of kids tell us about, I only do bad stuff when I'm drunk or I'm high. Did alcohol and drugs play a big part in, look, teenagers are teenagers. Does that play a part in, a lot of times why kids end up doing stuff they shouldn't be doing?
Depending on the person, if you drink and you smoke, most likely that'll probably be it. But sometimes you could just do it because you don't want to feel like you're scared, like you don't want to think that you're scared of anything. So you try to, act harder.
What would you want adults to know about kids your age or teenagers who might be, having some problems? What would you want them to know about you and what it's like to be this age and go through some of the things you go through?
We're teenagers. We want to be adults when we're not, but we don't want to be kids either. We're just in the middle. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I like it though. But for now.
You like being a teenager?
Yeah, I like being a teenager. I'm be 18 pretty soon, so it's all gonna change.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about turning 18?
It has its good stuff and its bad, It's good you can be 18, you can run yourself, but you can't depend on mommy and daddy anymore. It's all you. You're an adult now. So you have to take everything into your own hands.
Do you kids talk at all about, once you turn 18, if you get caught doing something, you're not here anymore?
You go across the street.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, that teaches, like right now this is my second chance, for me to do right. Man, if I don't, when I turn 18, that's just across the street. It's a felony, and that's gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. So I had to try to, do better. Not just for me, but for like my family. I don't want them to see me in a place like this anymore. Because I told myself I didn't want to come back the first time, and here I am again.
So is this just your second time?
It's my second time, and hopefully the last.
Tell me what it's like to be on probation and to have to, for somebody who has no idea what it's like to be on probation or go through probation, what's that like?
Well, you just make sure.
Probation.
Being on probation, you just have to make sure you don't do anything to jeopardize that for you to violate it. Because if not, you're gonna end up right back here. And just follow a straight path, If you go to school, go to school. If you have a job, work. Just don't do anything you shouldn't supposed to be doing.
Do they check in on you, or how does it?
They call, like my probation officer calls my house, or she'll stop by and see how I'm doing.
What about drug tests or anything like that?
I haven't got drug tested yet, but I'm supposed to. A random drug screening is required, I know.
Do you think probation helps at all? Do they do any counseling with you, or?
No counseling, but it kind of does help because it keeps you from doing stuff you're not supposed to. So, because you know already, not to do it, so you don't put yourself in a situation.
So what concerns you most about going into Monday's court hearing or having to talk to your probation officer again? What scares you most right now?
Is that I might have to stay here for a long time. It's not scary, it's just that I just don't want to be here. I want to go home. It's not a nice place to be here, It's not supposed to be a nice place. I'm just hoping I go home, or at least like a house arrest or anything is better than being here.
What do you think you're going to tell your probation officer when you see her?
That I made a mistake, and I'm not gonna make it again, and I can't. I'm trying to do better, but just wrong place at the wrong time.
And I don't know how well you know her, but what do you think her reaction's going to be, or what do you think?
I don't know, because I haven't really talked to her that much to know what she would do. I hope she's lenient, though.
If you could pick your punishment, what would you hope the judge says?
For me to be on like house I hope the judge would like put me on house confinement. Like just let me go like to school to get my GED and go to work and come home. And that would be it. I just hope it was just house arrest. If there was a bracelet or anything, I'll take it. As long as I wasn't here.
What would you want people to know about you?
I'm not a bad kid, I just make dumb decisions. That's who I am. I'm not, a bad person. Just bad choices, I made.
So if you had to guess right now at how you think court's going to go on Monday, can you take a guess at all?
I don't know. I'm on probation, and this is the same charge I had before. I don't know how the judge is gonna take it.
What did the judge say to you last time? Do you remember in court? Was there, I don't know who your judge was, but.
I forgot the judge's name, the judges. I forget. It was a while ago.
Or comments or.
I think it was Commons, I think.
Okay. And do you remember, was it?
He told me to take responsibility for my actions. And that, I really don't remember. It was a while ago. This was like February, March. It was a long time ago.
Any sort of final thoughts about where you think you might be 6 months from now, a year from now? How do you picture yourself down the road?
I picture myself either being in Job Corps, trying to get my trade, or working, or at home with my family. That's where I picture myself, hopefully. So I'm hoping for the best.
What's your ultimate goal in life?
I'm gonna be a carpenter. I'm good with my hands. I worked with my uncle before. I want to go under his wing and he'll teach me.
Good goal.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's good with their hands. So you're going to be back in here for, let's see, tonight's Saturday. You've got 2 more nights before court. How do you think the next 2 nights are going to be as you spend?
It should be all right. I just play cards and just think, just pray, hope for the best, pray, hope.
What if, I know you kids talk a lot when you're in there about this is what happened to me and this is what happened to him. What are you guys all talking about in there? Have they talked to you at all about, what they think's going to happen?
Yeah, they say, you're going to stay here longer and just block out everything they say. It don't matter. They're not the judge. Just focus on you.
Do you know anybody in there?
My friend Mark McBounce, he lives in the same neighborhood I did. I heard he had weekends, but I didn't know he was gonna be in the same pod. And I was like, Mark, and he was like, yeah. I was like, oh. Yeah. There's another guy, David, I know here too.
So you come in and you actually
know people, yeah.
You actually know people. So what did they say? Were they surprised to see you?
Yeah, they were like, what are you doing here? And I told them, I got arrested last night. I'm right here.
So one of them's doing weekends and the other one is?
The other one's doing weekends too. Both of them are doing weekends.
Well, good luck. We'll just kind of keep following you throughout the weekend, okay?
All right.
One question. You don't have your glasses, right?
No, I don't have my glasses right now.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
No, I broke my glass. I'm getting them fixed. I have to get them fixed.
Okay, so you come in last night and you didn't have your glasses with you, right? So you probably can't see much without them. Tell me about that.
No, I can barely see right now. Like when I'm staring at you, everything's blurry.
So how was that during intake?
No, the lady thought I was mad at her. She kept on saying like, there's something, like if I was high or if I was something. I was like, no, I just can't see. She kept on asking me. She was trying to put a pen in my face, see if I was sober. And she was saying that I kept on giving her a mean stare, and I just couldn't see.
And you can't see because?
Like I don't have my glasses. I'm gonna get contacts.
Do they offer any glasses or anything? If you?
I don't think so. I don't know.
So she thought you were?
Yeah, she thought I was being mean or just staring at her all hard. Or if I was mad or something.
Did you tell her that?
Yeah, I told her I didn't have my glasses, but I don't know how she took it.
So what is that whole experience like when you're coming in through intake? And you've been here before, so you knew what was coming.
Yeah.
What do you dread the most when you're coming through that back door?
Taking through the back door just takes forever. You gotta answer all those questions. They have to do this little test. They have to answer all the questions, like if you kill yourself and all this other crazy questions. And that's it, really. And talking to your mom on the phone, that's the harder part too. Knowing you can't be there.
So yeah, what's going through your mind when they're getting ready to call your mom? What were you thinking?
And what am I gonna say? That's it, like to make sure I tell her I love her, and good night. It's the main thing I was focused on.
Well, we'll keep following along. Okay. Do you have anything else to do? Since I wasn't here last night when you came in, and I know they were, really sounds like, your mom's very protective of you, and a lot of kids come in and their parents are pretty disgusted with their kids, are mad, mad they're in this position. That doesn't sound like the case with your mom. Tell me about the support you get from your family or your mom.
I know my mom loves me, my family loves me. I know they don't want me to be here, and that they're not happy from where I am, but they'll support me through whatever. So I'm glad I have a mother like that.
Do you have any anticipation about how she'll be or what she'll say in court on Monday?
I don't know. I really don't know how she's gonna act. You know, I just feel sad though that I have to walk to a courtroom with shackles on me in front of my family because I know it hurt them last time. I don't want them to be hurt anymore.
That's not an easy thing for parents.
No, it's not. Like with visitation too, knowing that you can see him in front of you, but you can't hug him, can't touch him or anything.
Yeah, so tell me about the rules of visitation.
You just have to sit across from a table and you have to wait there until they come, and just you have to keep your hands on the table and, you know, stand up straight, and you gotta be respectful too.
Because they are trying to prevent.
Anything from like bringing contraband in or anything.
So tell me about the food here and eating here.
Nah, the food's, everybody says, you know, it's horrible. It is, you know, it's not good food. I don't think they make it with, you know, to be good. But if you have to eat, you have to eat, so.
It's pretty much everything from A to Z is not good.
Yeah.
Is your mom gonna come visit you this weekend? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'll call her.